You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters, we're going to talk about the Cleveland Browns and a potential personnel move that would come as a pretty big shock when you consider how much this player means to the city of Cleveland, and more so under the circumstances of the fact that he just blew his knee out 2 games into the season. A guy that's going to go down in Cleveland history as one of their best players that they've had. And if he could stick around another 2 or 3 or 4 years, he's going to go down as absolutely one of the all-time great Cleveland Brown players. No doubt about it. One of the biggest stories of last year at the beginning of the year was Nick Chubb blowing out his knee. And he's been such a weapon for this team. Now, we understand the NFL is known as either the National Felon League or the Not For Long League, one of the two, depending on what we're talking about. But we're looking at a guy that's a 4-time Pro Bowler, and his yard per carry average is a 5.3. Even when he got hurt, he was a 6.1 through 2 games. 6,500 yards, another 1,000 receiving yards, and all in total, 52 touchdowns. It would be a massive shocker, but you see that headline. Could the Cleveland Browns cut Nick Chubb? And I think there's a world where this is possible. I'm gonna tell you the most hilarious thing. You had 2 running backs out of Georgia back then. You had Sony Michel and you had Nick Chubb, and everybody thought Michel was going to be the guy. The New England Patriots drafted him thinking they were getting a superstar, and yeah, Michel had a respectable run and got a Super Bowl ring, but Nick Chubb is the guy that has been churning his way in that Hall of Fame direction, and now we just don't know. After this injury, where's he going to be? Where's his production going to be? The NFL is cruel, and you have to be, but it's still a business. Regardless, it's still a business, and you got hurt. You have to wonder, because you got 2 sources on this, which makes you think the Cleveland Browns have put this out to gauge potential public perception and reaction. Why they're not listening to anybody on Deshaun Watson, I don't know, but you get my point. This is Larry Brown Sports. Nick Chubb has been one of the best running backs in the NFL since being drafted in the 2nd round by the Cleveland Browns in 2018. That's why the Browns gave Chubb a 3-year, $36 million deal in 2021. The problem is there is an out in this thing. There's an out for a very low dead cap hit. But it's possible the team will look into cutting the young running back this offseason. Sports media outlets have been publishing lists of cut candidates now that the Super Bowl is over and free agency is upcoming. Interestingly, both NFL.com and The Athletic listed Chubb as a potential cut candidate for the Browns. Chubb has had a $15.8 million salary charge for the 2024 season. He would only count for $4 million in dead cap money if he were to be cut. Wow. So they could cut him and get out of it for $4 million and pocket $11 million in salary cap money. And he got hurt. We don't know how that's going to go. I got to tell you, I put this at better than 50-50 that he may get cut. Why might the Browns consider cutting Chubb? They are projected to be over the cap currently and would save nearly $12 million by cutting Chubb. The 28-year-old was coming off of a knee injury that ended his season after 2 games. He is recovering from 2 surgeries, so there would be obvious questions about his ability coming off such an injury. Look, we've seen these knee injuries. Think about how good it was going for Todd Gurley. And then he got hurt again. And his career was never the same. Cutting Chubb would not be an easy move considering what the former Georgia running back has meant to the franchise and its fans. Chubb's made 4 straight Pro Bowls, 2019 to 2022, averaged 1,336 rushing yards and 10 touchdowns per season during that span, and was regarded as one of the best running backs in the league. Though Cleveland could consider cutting Chubb, a more likely outcome would be the two sides agreeing to a restructured deal. Well, they could do that too, but, you know, if they look at history would tell you that a knee injury and a running back is not a good situation. Now, I'll tell you, when he got hurt, that was one of our biggest stories on Black and White Sports, was the day and the day after. That couple of days after, we put out a couple of videos. One of them got a gargantuan amount of views. I think it was the one where he actually got hurt. I think, and I could be wrong, but I think he got hurt on Monday Night Football, if I remember correctly, because I remember it was a primetime game and everybody was watching the game. Question is, where do Cleveland Browns fans stand on this? Because he is beloved as a player for that franchise. All right? A lot of people believe he's sort of the glue on offense, that he adds a great element to the locker room and keeping those guys together. It would be very interesting to see how that reaction would come about. The NFL is a business. The NFL is absolutely a business. Would it shock me? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I guess it would shock me a little bit, because you would have the public perception of, oh, great, I blew my knee out for you, now I don't have a job. But it could happen. It could happen, and the fact that it showed up in 2 different places, the NFL's media site, that would be your first red flag if you're Nick Chubb. Oh, crap. And the other one being The Athletic, which we know, at least when it comes to their football insiders, they've got some very good boots on the ground level at the organization level, close to it. They're hearing this. The league is hearing this. The Athletic is hearing this, that the winds are blowing in the direction of Nick Chubb no longer being a Cleveland Brown. Then the question you've got is, if he's coming off an injury, can he find another job? I mean, he might literally have to sign like a veteran minimum contract coming off that knee injury. Wow, that's a potential bombshell, because you just think back, if you're a Browns fan, you're like, we'll have Nick Chubb back as a weapon next year. Will you? I think Kareem Hunt may be a free agent too. Tell me what you think. The draft is full of running backs everywhere every year, and we all know that. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.